Guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another declutter video. I realize it's been a little bit since my last declutter. I had a lot of other content to put up and then I kind of forgot about my declutter. So we are doing all of my foundations and concealers today, as you guys can see. I don't think I have a massive amount, but obviously these are liquid products, so they do expire quicker. So I usually try to keep my foundation and concealers to a minimum, and I feel like this is actually more than I usually like to have on hand, so I think it's good we're doing this today. So yeah, as you guys know, I just kind of jump in on these declutters. So let's start with this first row right here. So these items, let me zoom you in. All right, so this little pile here are all the things that were like in my everyday makeup drawer, my new makeup drawer, and my project for the year. So let's start with that because I don't want to get them mixed in with everything else, so I can put them back where they go. This one here is from my 2018 makeup use up project. 2018, no, 2019. It's no longer 2018. Anyway, this I am trying to use up this year, so I am going to keep this. By the way, this is the Stellar foundation. This is a really nice foundation. I like it a lot. It's just the shade is more of a summer shade, so I've been kind of waiting for summer to pop up so I can start using that again. All right, next I have this one, which I just got in the mail yesterday, so I actually do need to keep this and try it out. This is from YSL. Let me take it out of the box. It's so reflective. It's called the All Hours Foundation, and that's what the packaging looks like. I have wanted to try this for ages, but I did just get this sent to me in PR yesterday, which I'm so excited to try it. I hope the shade is right. I think that will work. So yeah, anyway, I will be bringing this in probably the next time I do a Shop My Stash video. So definitely keeping that. All right, next, these are the things that were in my everyday makeup drawer from my last Shop My Stash. So this is the Becca Skin Love Weightless Blur Foundation. I just started using this. I've only used it a few times, but I have to say, you guys, I don't really love it. My problem with this foundation, it is very thick and sticky, which isn't too big of a deal. I do find that I prefer applying it either with my hands or with a foundation brush. I don't like the way it applies with a beauty blender because it doesn't blend right. But my biggest problem is that it just doesn't last all day. It ends up really just disappearing from my T-zone, and I don't normally have a problem with foundation doing that. So I think I'm actually just gonna go ahead and let go of this, even though I haven't had it very long. I don't see myself keeping this long term, so there's no reason to continue using it. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter that. Next, I have my Lancome Effacurns concealer. This is one of my favorite concealers. I love this. I'm definitely going to keep this, and it's almost gone anyway. I just need to kind of use that up, so that's going to stay. I also have this L'Oreal Infallible concealer that I've been using. This is a fantastic drugstore concealer. This might be my favorite drugstore concealer I've ever found. It is really, really good. It's very full coverage, but it's creamy. It's just really nice. So I highly recommend it if you like a very full coverage concealer. It's awesome. So I have the shade 330 Ivory, by the way, which is just a tiny bit light on me, but I don't mind it for brightening the under eye. All right, and then the last thing that was in my everyday makeup drawer is this mini size. So it's kind of hard to see because it's just a little baby. I don't think my camera wants to focus on it. It's the Hourglass Vanish foundation. This is a quite full coverage foundation. I think it's good. I do want to keep it because it's a little tiny size. I can use that up pretty quick. I do want to keep it because I think it's good. It's not my favorite. It's not something I'm going to go out and buy a full size of. I think it's just a little bit drying on my skin, but my skin has been extra dry recently, so keep that in mind. It's just a little drying on me, and it does not last as long as some of my other favorite foundations. So for that reason, I won't repurchase it, but it's good enough for me to go ahead and keep it and finish it off. Moving on to the rest of my collection, let's go ahead and do concealers first because I don't have a lot here. I actually have my color correcting products in here as well, so we'll look at those. So I have my Becca Under Eye Brightener. I love this. Definitely want to keep that. And then this NYX little color correcting palette. This is good, but I've had it too long and it's starting to go bad. It just doesn't blend right anymore. But I do recommend it if you like a color correcting palette. I just don't color correct often enough to justify using up a product like this. The only thing I really color correct is my under eye, and I have other color correcting products, so it's time to actually throw this one out. Okay, so I also have these 3 color correctors. I had a lot of color correctors. This Naked Skin color corrector, this is like a nice light bright yellow. I do like using this from time to time underneath my eyes, so I will keep that one. And then these Lancome ones. Now these are fantastic color correctors. However, they're not right for me. So the thing about these color correctors is they are extremely pigmented and intense. So if you have a very dark discoloration that you're trying to correct, that like something lightweight like this does not work for, then you might need something like this. But most people who are color correcting just have a very minimal amount of discoloration, so they don't need anything this intense. But I did have clients when I worked at Sephora that needed, you know, if you have like a birthmark or a scar or something like that, that you just cannot find something to correct it that will give you enough correction, definitely try these. Like, I think that it is an amazing product for people who need that, but very few people actually do need that. So for that reason, I'm not going to use these. They're just sitting in here taking up space and going bad. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can pass these along to somebody who might need them. All right, I have 2 shades of this concealer. This is the First Aid Beauty Hello Fab Bendy Avocado Concealer. I love these, and I do think both these shades match me just depending on the time of the year. So I will be keeping both of those. I'm running low on concealer. I'm going to have to buy some more soon. Okay, next I have this Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer. This is probably one of my all-time favorites. I really like the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer as well, which I'm out of right now, but this one is probably one of my favorites that I've ever tried. It's really good. And then the last concealer I have is this Givenchy one. Now this one I honestly have not owned for very long. I just got it last month in PR. And I think it's nice. It's a little bit more lightweight coverage than most of my other concealers. But I do think it's nice, and I want to try it more. So I am going to keep that for now. And that's it for concealers. All right, and then let's go ahead and move on to the bulk of it, which is my foundations. So I do have quite a few foundations where I have 2 shades that happen for different reasons. Some of it came in PR and they sent me like all the shades and I picked my favorite ones. A couple of them, like I bought a shade and then I got an NPR. Anyway, so I have obviously more than I need. So let's go through these. So first of all, I have these L'Oreal Infallible foundations. These were sent to me from a subscriber, which was so thoughtful. I actually do really like this foundation. Now the shades are quite different. I can't remember which one it was though that matched me better. You know, I think actually this might be my summer shade and this might be my winter shade. So, ooh, do I want to keep them both? That's the question. Do I need this much foundation? I think I do want to keep them both because I just haven't had them that long. And I feel like when you have a couple different shades like this, you kind of have to test them for a while to decide if a shade is like maybe just a slight bit off, you know? So I'm going to go ahead and keep both of those. All right, next up I have 2 shades of this CoverGirl foundation. This is the True Blend Matte Made Foundation. They sent me their whole collection, every single shade. I did some giveaways with them, and then I donated a whole bunch to the women's shelter. But I did end up keeping 2 shades. And I feel like I didn't do a great job picking my shades. This one here is L20. I think this one is really good for me in the winter time. It's a little light for me right now, but it works really nice in the winter time, and I do want to keep that. I think this is a really nice foundation for drugstore like matte full coverage. It's a really good option. But this one I think is too dark for me. This is the L50. I was thinking this would be my summer shade, but I just feel like it's too orange on me. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just let go of this one. I'm not going to use that. It's too dark. Next, I have the Revlon Candid Foundation. Again, I have 2 shades in this one as well. This foundation, by the way, I really love. I definitely enjoy this a lot, and I know I will use these up. But the shades I have is 120 and 130. They actually both match me pretty well, so I think I will go ahead and just keep both of them. I know I have a lot, but I do really like these, so I will keep those. Okay, next I have, these look the same, but they're not the same. I have this one next, which is from Physicians Formula. This is the Healthy foundation. This is so nice. I just pulled this into my last rotation. What I like about this is it's a very nice lightweight. So it's like light to medium coverage. You can kind of build it up to almost a medium coverage, but it is a little bit more sheer. And I've been enjoying that recently. I think because maybe I've had more dry skin and I don't know, something about it I've just been enjoying, and I think this is a really nice one, so I do want to keep that. Okay, and then I have this guy, which is from Givenchy. This is the Tante Couture I Ever Wear foundation. So this one, I found this to be, I have shade Y110. I honestly have not had this very long, and I feel like I need to spend some more time testing this one out, so I'm not quite ready to get rid of it yet, so I will be keeping that one. Okay, on to the last row here. So this Kat Von D foundation, this is the Lock-It foundation. I kind of liked this when my skin was a little bit more oily, but I still found it to be a little drying, and now that my skin is dry, it just does not work on me at all, so I'm going to declutter that. Same thing with this Urban Decay one. This is the All Nighter. I think it is really great if you have oily skin, and when I had more combo skin, it worked. I liked it, but now that my skin is more dry, I just never reach for it, and I know I'm not going to, so I'm going to let go of that. And then next I have this Pure foundation stick. I have it in the shade Light. This is just like one of those, you know, draw-on sticks. Again, this is something I liked more when my skin was more oily. It's just too drying on me, so I'm going to let go of that. Next, I have this Benefit Hello Happy foundation. This is actually really nice. I really like this one. It is a little bit more of a lightweight formula, and I really do enjoy it. So I do want to keep that. What shade do I have? I have shade number 3. Alright, next, this is from Tarte. This is their Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. This is more of like a moussey whipped consistency. I have the shade Fairly Light Neutral, which does match me really nicely. I really like this one. It is a slight bit drying, but not as much as the last like couple that I showed you. I think because it's more like whipped and moussey, it's a little more lightweight. So I actually do want to keep this one. I want to finish that one off. Alright, next I have 2 shades of the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I love this foundation. I really just do. It's such a great foundation. I have 1N2 and 2N1. One is more of a summer, one's more of a winter. This is my favorite foundation of all times. So since it's my favorite foundation, I definitely can't declutter either one of these. I really just love them. So I'll be keeping those. All right, another one of my all-time favorite foundations. This is my Lancome Teint Idole Stick Foundation. It is just a stick foundation. I love this for traveling with, and it is my go-to travel foundation. So for that reason, I always have one in my collection, and whenever I go on vacation, I throw it in my bag. So I do want to keep that. And last but not least, I have this number 7 Airbrush Away Tinted Skin Perfector. This is just like a tinted moisturizer, and I really do enjoy this for days when like I'm going to the beach or something like that, and I really don't want a lot of coverage, but I want something to just smooth it out. So I will keep that. And that just reminded me as well, I do also have a Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer, which I forgot about because it's packed away in my hospital bag for the birth. So I actually I'm going to keep it, obviously. I have it packed in there for a reason, and I just forgot to grab it to show you guys in this video. But let's go ahead, and that's everything. So let's go ahead and count up what I'm getting rid of. Alright, so it looks like I'm getting rid of these 8 products, which is not a lot, but for a small category like this, that's actually really good. I feel really excited about that because I know every time I was opening up my foundation drawer, I was looking specifically at these and thinking, I am never going to use those, and I hardly used any of them, which is so wasteful. So hopefully I can find all of these products a new home. Well, except this guy who needs to go in the garbage. And yeah, that's it for me today on this declutter. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That helps me out so much, and I really do appreciate that. Also, just so you guys know, I am not done decluttering. I do have a couple categories still to go. I haven't done my face powders yet, and then I realized I did not do all of my eye products. I just did my eyeshadow palettes, but I didn't do my individual eyeshadows or liners or anything like that. So I do still have some more of that to go through. So yeah, I hope you guys have been enjoying this declutter series. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!